2024 is here, man. How's everybody doing?
Yeah.
You know, it's been a interesting year so far, man. We got aliens. We got a ton of stuff going on. Aliens. We got new variants. We got we got a ton of stuff going on.
Man.
How's everybody doing with us in 2024? You broke your New Year's resolution yet? You in the gym? You making money? You losing weight? Are you getting fat? Are you getting rich? Are you changing jobs? What exactly is going right? And then what exactly is going wrong? So many people by like January 8th, everybody's done with their stuff. And so, hey, today we're going to talk a little bit about life. We're going to talk a little bit about love. We're going to talk a little bit about business and some other stuff. And let me introduce to you for the very, very first time, but not the last time, my buddy Will Thigpen.
Hey, what's up? What's up, family?
See. We're changing up a little bit because, we've just changing views a little bit, man. You're on camera live.
Nice.
Tell everybody in the world, man, what's up?
Hey, what's up, world? This is William D'Angelo.
Sound like a real DJ,
right. Flint, Michigan raised. Been down here in Texas now for about 20 plus years.
20.
Quick fact, man, came down here, $60 in my pocket, to my name, a suitcase, and a Sherlin coat that I ain't worn in 20 years.
That's crazy.
And there's
That's crazy.
Crazy, man. And
20 years, man.
Yeah, 20 years, man. Just coming, from a place where I reached my ceiling. Reached the ceiling, seen opportunity. I was like, what's my man, Abraham, going into the land of Canaan?
Yeah.
Texas is my Canaan, bro.
Let's go.
Yeah, went from Egypt, and I love Flint to the fullest. It made me who I am, that's for sure. But, circumstances, man, just made me think of that story.
Yeah, did you go back up there for the holidays?
Nah, man.
I felt like we were talking about that last year.
Yeah.
When's the last time you've been up there?
Oh, man. Last time it's been about 2 years. Yeah, I had to go up there for a homegoing service.
Okay. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
So, man, dude, we've got. So, for those of you don't know Will, we call him Thigz.
Yeah.
We call her Thig, whatever.
Yeah.
We've known each other, I don't know, 5 years, 6 years, something like that.
Yep.
And you've done a decent job on this beard. Decent job on the haircut. I'm wearing a hat today because I'm overdue on a haircut.
Yeah.
And you can tell.
Oh, yeah.
You see people and it's like, hey man, I haven't seen you like in 6 weeks, and all of a sudden you got a fresh cut.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to go get a cut, man, for this thing. So I was
Yeah.
like, and I didn't have time to come by yesterday.
It's all good.
It's like your loyal customers when they come in, or when you see them out at like, dinner or something, and they're,
Yeah.
wait a second, man. When did you start cutting your own beard,
yeah.
man? Like, that's kind of, I feel like that's kind of rude,
Yeah,
man. Like,
you over here looking like Santa Claus, man.
yeah, it's like, man.
Yeah.
Bro, it's getting grayer,
Yeah.
and I think people think it's funny
Yeah.
when they see me, and they're like, man, your beard's getting gray. And I'm like, no crap, dude. Like,
Man.
it's stressful. 2023 was chaotic.
Yeah.
I've got an 11-year-old and an 8-year-old, and it's nuts.
That's going to do it.
And I'm not trying to blame them for this, because I
Yeah.
feel like I could just go get some. Was it Rogaine? What's the
Yeah,
dude's?
yeah.
What's
Get
the
you
dude's
some,
line?
Some Rogaine.
Some hair color for men.
Yeah, some of that Beijing.
Yeah.
Don't do the Beijing though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jet black
Oh,
beard.
dude, can you imagine
Oh, man.
this slicked back
No,
hair?
man.
I can knock it out, bro.
Yeah, you could. You could do it though.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
it'd
do
be
it,
all
man.
right. So I'm gonna throw some jams on here real quick,
Yeah.
just to get us pumped up, man.
Yeah, man. Let's get
Welcome to the Drew Craig Show, or the Drew Craig Journey.
Journey.
Yeah, so I've got goals, man, that we wanna hit this year.
Yeah.
I've got I've got a lot of things that I just want to do.
Okay.
I look in the mirror, and maybe you're like this, maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're gonna find out. I look in the mirror, and it's not that I'm trying to self-sabotage myself or intentionally look at myself negatively to make myself appear better or something, or humble myself. But like most men that I know, like that I look at as a mentor, or like, hey, a good friend or whatever, I don't know that a lot of them look at themselves and they're like, you know what, I got it all going on. You know, when I get a fresh cut, it makes you feel better about yourself.
Oh, yeah.
But you know, I wonder what that's like for you, man, because like you're not a therapist, but the barbershop, man, it's a therapy center.
Absolutely.
And like you sit in there, man, every time I'm in there, like someone says hi. Like the other day, I walked in, I gave you that love sack.
Oh, yes.
I was like, because it didn't fit in the office anymore, and so I was like, man, you've got a whole handful of kids, man, and it's like y'all would put this in your house and everybody would use it.
Absolutely, for sure.
But when I walked out, I never met that dude at the front, and he was like, hey man, have a good day, man, love you, bro.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, you know what, we should say that more often. Not, you know, not in a weird way, but it's like, dude, man, like you're one of those friends that I have that like I love you like a brother.
Oh yeah.
And I know that if I called you at 2:00 in the morning, if you heard the phone ring, you would answer and be like, hey, where do I need to meet you? And so I wonder, dude, like for you, do you feel like you're helping people move from point A to B in their walk as a believer, or their walk in life? Is that what the barbershop mentality is for Thigz?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So that's a great question, man, because every barbershop has a specific culture. And that starts out with the owner. That starts out with how we navigate, how we set up the environment. Our environment, our culture is a family culture.
Yeah.
You know, we're a multicultural shop. You feel me? So we invite any and everybody, all walks of life, coming into the shop. But when you have that dynamic, you have to have a certain environment that everybody feels comfortable coming into. So what we do, we put that LOVE in the air. So when you do that, it don't matter what walk of life you come from. Your wife can come in there, your kid can come in there, no matter what.
Yeah.
You can come in there and you're gonna feel that love. And it's really called professionalism at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because you want people to come in and feel a sense of, oh man, this is a welcoming environment. So that's one thing that I always pound in my guys' heads, is that we have to make sure everybody feels good when they come in and feel appreciated, because without the community, we ain't nothing.
Right. I remember, and I told you this, I don't know, about a month ago. I was like, hey, I want you on the show, but I want to get my grandfather's barber chair in the office. And dude, we went to Thanksgiving, bro. So when I was growing up, I'd go see my grandparents, and it was like, my grandfather was a dude that, man, when he said he was going to do something, he was going to do it. Now he had a memory like crazy.
Oh, yeah. Elephant memory.
Yes. And he was like therapy, man. Not just for me, but I remember like my sister was like, I need to go see Peepaw. My brother, I need to go see Peepaw. My mom and dad are divorced, and my mom still went to see my dad's dad. Like if she needed something, like, and my cousins all did the same thing. And we go in and we played pool. So he has this little garage. You pop up. I mean, it's a dump. Like it was a dump. Pop open the garage door, and it's like one you got a pool, and it's a solid door, and it just goes up.
Yeah.
And when we were playing pool, our therapy chair was there, and we I mean, dude, I can see it right now. I can explain everything. There's crap everywhere around the room. Pool table. There's a gas stove. We turned that on because it was cold in there, and we'd sit in that chair, and there it was a therapy session. And so I wanted that in here.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not, but I wanted it in here because, one, it reminds me of my upbringing, and that chair, man, it's like, it brings me peace, because I know in those conversations that I'm having that questions were getting answered, and feelings were getting rationalized or stabilized. And so I wanted you here for that. But when we went to Thanksgiving, it's at my sister's house, dude. bro, I looked at this chair and I'm like, golly, this is 7 hours of cleaning,
Oh yeah.
edging up and like polishing. And I was like, I
Oh
wanted
yeah.
to go hunting instead. So you're welcome for the chair not being there.
Yeah.
But for me, when I look at you, I don't see just some random business owner
Mm.
that's pushing haircuts.
Yeah.
Like you can look
Yeah.
at some of these other like big brand companies, and
Right.
their job is to get as many people in the door as
Yes.
possible and get them out the door ASAP. And
Right.
then hey, pay the bill, see ya.
Mm-hmm.
Call us if you need something.
Yep.
And though you have like a walk-in, setup,
Mm.
I look at you as someone that's like leading the charge for change. And it's like, hey man, if I get that your hair sucks right now, I get
Mm-hmm.
it, but that's not why you're here.
Right.
You're here because we're making you better,
Oh yeah.
and your hair is going to be better. But ultimately, I want your heart fulfilled.
Oh yeah.
Because there's a lot of guys, man, that don't talk, but you
That's
have
true.
you have the
That's
environment
true.
that, man, when people come in there,
Yeah.
man, there's healing,
They
there's
conversating.
healing, there's conversations,
Mm-hmm.
there's positive. Where do you get one when you're always feeding people like you are?
Mm-hmm.
It's sometimes you forget to be fed.
Yeah.
Where are you finding like where do you get fed?
Oh man. So for me, bro, just having that personal devotion life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because as a barber, like you said, man, we therapists, we counselors,
Yeah.
we all that, man. We sometimes, you have to know when to speak, when not to speak, when not to speak. You have to kind of gauge the person that you're
Yeah.
dealing with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so sometimes you have these conversations that's so intense, it's draining.
Right.
Because you listening to these ordeals, these problems, these enigmas. You feel
Yeah.
me? And it's like, man, it's just so much. And then, on a good side of it, you always say to yourself, man, it could be worse. When you listen to other people's conversations, but as from a humanistic standpoint, man, it can be draining.
Right.
So you got to come in prepared, for the day.
Yeah.
You gotta. For me, man, I ask God to prepare me.
Yeah.
Every day for what's to come in the door.
That's good.
You know what I mean? Because I don't know what spirit is coming through that door. It
Golly.
can be hurtful. It can be. I don't know. So I'm like, God, just prepare me, prepare my mindset, prepare my focus, my conversation for what's to come. So
Yeah.
every day is preparation before I get out of my bed, man.
Mhm.
It's like, man, let me get prepared.
That's good.
Yeah. So that's how I handle it.
That's good.
Mhm.
And what do you feel like? Do you feel like your staff? I mean, you've got
Mhm.
2 locations currently,
Mm-hmm.
and you just announced last week, hey, we're going location number 3,
Mhm.
which is awesome. We talked about that like 4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah.
Like, where are you expanding to next?
Mm-hmm.
And you're going. So right now, guys, just FYI, Hutto, Round Rock, and you're launching Taylor.
Yeah. So as far as Round Rock, we did our tenure there.
Mhm.
So we're no longer in
Okay,
Round
so
Rock.
you pulled out. Okay.
Yeah, we pulled out.
So
of
you're
Round
shifting
Rock.
over there.
Yeah, so we shifting to
Okay.
Taylor.
Sweet.
Yeah, so it's a better fit for us, as far as what we give to the community, man. So we looking so forward to patronizing Taylor, man, and just being a part of that community, man. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm making some notes because a lot of people don't realize I love doing the podcast, but we also got a business to run, and we need to make those changes on the website.
Yeah, no
so
doubt.
I just wrote down, I was like, website changes, so
No
our
doubt.
staff can
Thank
knock
you,
that
man.
out. Yeah, man. So that's awesome, dude.
Mhm.
Taylor's blowing up, man,
It
and
is.
a lot of people are like, man, Samsung's doing a lot for Taylor,
Mhm.
but really, Samsung's building this huge building, but you literally can see it from Pflugerville.
Yeah.
You can see it from, if you get high enough in Rockdale, different sense of what Rockdale High is.
Right.
Let's go elevation wise.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
You can almost see it from there. Like you see these giant cranes as soon as you get
man.
into Thorndale, and,
Yeah.
and like you see it, man, and it's like blowing up, man.
Yeah.
And so it's like any business that's not trying to solicit to Taylor should be.
Yeah.
And I think that like it's like churches.
Mm-hmm.
There's 50 of them on, in any given town, maybe
Mhm.
more for bigger towns, but
Mhm.
like your town can never have too many barbershops.
That's right.
Because
That's right.
there's only 24 hours in a day, and there's only so many times you can cut someone's hair.
Yeah.
And so it's like you know, there's more business out there than there probably are barbers. Even though you may be like, nah, bro, bring them all in. We can do it. We'll open more hours, whatever.
Yeah.
But like it's the culture that you're building, man, that's replicatable
Mm-hmm.
across wherever you want to go. You want to go back to Flint, Michigan.
That's right.
Man, let's open one up. I know that you've got goals of you know, some aspirations and some dreams of building this even bigger than it really is. But it all starts with your heartbeat, man. Like your heart, everywhere like we go, like you always say the same stuff, man. I want to love people. I want to serve people well. And that's noticeable. And I hope that people from the outside of your business and the ones that are on staff, this is what I was going earlier. Does your is it easy for you to get your staff to buy into, hey, listen, I get that you want a paycheck, but without serving these people well and loving on them, there's no long term.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that easy to replicate?
Yeah, so that's just one of the criterias, man. Like you have to have a servant's heart with me. You know what I mean? I had particular barbers over the years who didn't necessarily pan out because of that, which was fine. You know, you there to make your money and take care of your family, and I totally get that. But then there's that aspect where it's bigger than that.
Right.
Like you have to learn to give back to the people who are giving to you.
Yeah.
You got to learn how to just not look at it as a take, but you know, it's a give take relationship, you know. So I pound that into our guys' heads and ladies, because we hire ladies too.
Right.
And if you don't have that, you're not gonna pan out there anyway.
Yeah.
Because we always doing stuff in the community, giving back on a major level, doing free stuff, you know, free haircuts,
right?
Giving back during every school year, free backpacks full of supplies, you know. Yeah, and it takes work, it takes sacrifice, you know. Yeah, you have to sacrifice that time for family. Better yet, bring the family with you.
Yeah.
Just let them see how daddy do or how mommy do in the community.
And we got special guests in
the
audience
you
today.
see my daughter's here right now, you know, and that's important. So important. Yeah, baby. Okay. All right. Well, we gonna make that happen.
We're gonna pause the show real quick. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
All right, crisis is over. We are good.
We are back.
Look at that.
Back in the building. Like we never left.
Yeah. So I mean, we got special guests. You got your daughter here.
That's my baby.
You know, as we kind of talk about business, like you're not one like I can be like, hey man, what advice would you give other barbershops? That's not, I don't ever feel like that's your style, but the biggest thing that, like, I think these businesses, every business has been struggling, you know, since 2020 and having to overcome like obstacles. And once you overcome that obstacle, you realize that there's like 15 more ahead of you. And it's like, oh man, I didn't anticipate this. When you have to create a strategy, you see an obstacle, how have you had to adapt like to the change, man? Like, and I don't want to like harp on, you know, the pandemic or anything, because it's 2024. We're past that.
Right.
Like we're moving forward with greatness. And so in 2024, man, like, how are you adapting in the barber world, in the man world, in, you know, love life, like being a father? How are you having to adapt to change?
Man, so for me, bro, I've learned to be a base and a bound, bro. Adaptability has been in my regiment forever.
Yeah.
You know, because it's how I grew up.
Yeah.
One minute you have a car, next minute you don't. You feel me?
Yeah.
One minute you have lights, next time you don't.
Yeah.
You know, one minute you got a crib, next minute you back at granny crib. You know what I mean? So adaptability has just been a part of my life forever, bro. And so it's like when I see things coming my way, you know, I just prepare myself the best way that I can, knowing I'm gonna be frustrated, know that you know it's gonna be a challenge, such is life, because that's what life is
Right.
ordained. You feel
Yeah.
me? So it's like I just kind of set my mind up, man, to see the glass half full versus half empty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always one of them people that be like, man, it can be bad, it can be worse.
Yeah.
It can be worse than this. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because I done seen worse. I done been at the bottom of the barrel, you know, and scraping, and I'm like, man, they got to get better than this.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like when I was living in Flint. I'm like, man, it has to be
Right.
something better than what I'm witnessing right now. You
Yeah.
know, it's so fast forward to now where I'm a full blown dad, father of four, um, just piecing my life together, after,
Making sure we're still on. Sorry.
yeah, oh no, after life, hits you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things, man. But as a man, I had a man, this just came to me. I had a great mentor. He's still my mentor to this day. He told me this, man, and it changed my life, because I remember a time where I was struggling with fatherhood.
Mm.
I went from one kid to two, and that was an adjustment for me, because the kids are different, the dynamics is different, finances is different.
Right.
I'm just like, dang, man, like this is tough. So he told me this one day. He said, Will, he said, there's never a time when a man isn't up under some type of challenge, whether large or small. He said, if you get that in your mindset, you'll look at things differently. And as years went by, he said this 15 years ago. As time went by, Drew,
Yeah.
it really dawned on me, man. Like, wow. And he said, change your perception up. Don't always say, man, it's always something.
Right.
No, I say, this is a role of a man. This is
Yeah.
what men do. When you are head of your household, when you leading in your community,
Yeah.
when you leading as a father, when you leading as a husband, it's always going to be some type of challenge.
Yeah.
And let it be known, when you face these challenges, get what needs to be gotten out of it.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, don't just look at it like that, because evidently you're going through it for a reason. It's not the fact that it's not God messing with you, and he picking with you like
Right.
some bully. No, you going through this because you built for it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
built for it. You feel me? So that's how, I've always kind of looked at things, man, through my frustration, through it all. And another thing that helped me is getting around like-minded men.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
feel
I'm
me?
with you.
Like, I ain't on an island, dog. Like, I don't fight these battles by myself. That's the worst thing that a dude can do, is try to fight these battles by himself.
Right.
Knowing he got brothers that got him put in his life that he can confide in, but pride and ego are a bitch. Excuse my language.
Yeah, that's all right.
It can stop you
Right.
if you let it. The only reason why I'm saying that, because I've been there.
Yeah.
Where you just like, man, I'm so private, man. I don't really want people in my business like that.
Yeah.
God, like, all right, well, you go ahead. And Drew right down the street, and you ain't going down there and utilizing him,
Right.
knowing he care for you and your family.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man.
So that's just an example, man.
It's like every year, like towards the end of the year, it's so sometimes it's so difficult during Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Oh yeah,
and it's not about the finances. It's not about like sometimes, man, like growing up, I came from my parents were divorced, and so Thanksgiving and Christmas, like you're either with one, then you're with the other.
Yeah.
Christmas is you got to spend enough time with mom, you got to spend enough time with dad, otherwise someone's gonna get upset.
Yep.
When you got step parents, then there's a whole nother
dynamic.
Yeah. And dude, so I'm gonna be 40 this year, and every single Christmas and Thanksgiving, dude, I feel burdened. And it's not like anybody's intentionally doing that.
Yeah.
But
I get it.
there's so much brokenness, dude, in this world. And every single year you get through Thanksgiving and everyone's, fighting because the food's not done in time, or they're fighting because this person's coming to the table, or they're saying, hey, be careful because you don't want to bring up politics around these people. And then, hey, by the way, this family got a divorce. And so, but they're both going to be there, or you're going to, hey, whatever it might be. Then Christmas is the same way, man. You got to make sure all the gifts are wrapped and ready to go. And we're putting stuff on credit cards. That's the norm. And it's like, but you got to be thankful and grateful that week. And then the next week you're back at work and you're griping because everybody wants to get their hair cut because they didn't, you ran out of time last week, or everybody wants their business cards and their flyers and marketing and websites, and everybody wants it done. And then Christmas happens. And we've got this cake that we're baking of complete chaos. And then you have to, at the very, right after Christmas, what are you changing about yourself? What are you changing about yourself? And so, I look in the mirror, man, and you either look at like, hey, man, this is going well for me, man. I really love the person that I am. I think you can take a look at men who have it together, and you will say, man, that's a sharp looking dude. He's got it together. He's doing something right. And I guarantee you, if you ask that dude, hey, what are you doing? He's going to say, man, I got 5 guys that are behind me that I know that at any given moment, if I call them, they will answer the phone and they'll be like, hey, do I need to bring a shovel? Hey, how much money do you need? Hey, do you want me to drive or are you driving? Hey, do we need to leave our phones at home? Hey, how much time do you need? Like, what do you need, man? Because they say, I heard it said one time, like, man, a real friend, if a real friend, if there's a situation going on, they're going to call you and say, hey, man, what can I do for you? But then he says, some other dude on this podcast was like, no, a real friend's going to be sitting next to you in the jail cell saying, hey, man, this is what we did. But on top of that, the dude followed up with, no, man, a real friend ain't going to be in the jail cell with you because you didn't go to jail. Y'all dug a hole and fixed that problem. And I'm not condoning anything you guys might be reading into.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, like, it starts with being humble enough to ask for help.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And in all transparency, like, dude, I looked in the mirror, man, like a couple weeks ago, and it really, I wasn't in front of the mirror. I'm just reflecting on myself, and there's things about my life that I love and things about my life that I absolutely hate. And I called a buddy of mine that owns a construction company. He's probably listening to this. And I was like, dude, this is where I'm struggling. What do you like? What do you think, man? He said, list every problem down. List every problem down that you're experiencing, that you're talking through. And he said, he's like, write it down, and I'm going to spend time with you. And I'm going to go through every single problem and tell you how big of a fire it is and how little of a fire it is. Man. And I was just kind of thinking about that. And I was like, man, it's been said to me before that I'm either hot or cold. I'm either on fire or I'm ice cold. There's no in between. And so a lot of people think that, oh man, he's super direct, he's super blunt, he's super rude. It's not that I'm trying to be disrespectful in a lot of different ways. But it's like, man, I don't want to beat around the bush with a lot of people. And so, like, you're one of those guys that, like, if you walked in my office and I'm like, bro, that's a stupid idea, don't do it. The conversation would be over. Like, you'd be like, okay, so sounds great. Oh, let me tell you why it is a good idea. Or you can come in and be like, hey man, like, this is what I'm thinking about doing. And I'm going to be like, how do we pour fuel on that? So it just turns into the biggest fire and everyone sees it. Like, I recognized this morning myself in somebody else. Like, this person called in and he's on fire, like, over little bitty things. And I'm like, I was like, dude, this is not a big deal. It's the fact that there's a lack of communication going on your part, and you're taking it out on us for not knowing what you're trying to communicate. And I think in a lot of times in my life, we magnify a circumstance because we don't know really what needs to happen with that. Instead of being like, hey man, this is really not that big of a deal. Like, all I got to do is check. But it's hard to do that when you're in the middle of your 40-hour work week. So I'll just think about that tonight. And then you get home and you're dick to your kids. You're yelling at them, and you're yelling at your wife. You're yelling at your friends. You're yelling at whoever. Like, and so it's like, man, so many times we forget that we do need to take a back seat to what's currently going on, and we just need to analyze. We need to adjust. We need to adapt. We need to call our group of friends. Like, man, this is what I'm struggling with, dude. Like, help me just talk about this.
Oh yeah.
And so that I did this Saturday.
Good.
This past Saturday, man. I called 2 of my friends that I was like, they know the circumstances that were going on.
Right.
And I was like, dude, help me just with this. And I know this doesn't have anything to do with you or the barbershop, but it's like, man, as men, one, we're told we're not supposed to talk about our feelings. We're told we're not supposed to feel.
Right. So,
like,
it's so lame.
Dude, and it's so we build this like this wall of like, I'm perfect. I got everything. And people look at our company, man, and they're like, oh, dude, he's made a phenomenal company. Bro, in staff meeting Monday, you would listen and think that our company sucks. Yeah. Not because I'm trying to badmouth our company, but I'm like, these are the situations that need to get fixed. These are the areas of our business that need to change.
Absolutely.
And it's not like our team doesn't have that same energy. It's just like, there's so many things that if we corrected, we'd be flawless. And like, we've got 20 years of experience in our belt. Yeah. But it's like, dude, we're a brand new company in 2024. We got brand new agendas. We got brand new like swagger about our company. We've got brand new things that we're trying to do, but it all comes back to, we're here to serve people as well as possible. Yep. And I don't want to offend anybody with bluntness. But one of the areas that I'm trying to fix in my life is, since about the second week of December of 2019, I have not been in love with people the way I was prior to that. Right. And not because of anything that happened in our world, not because of the pandemic, but something happened in my heart where I started to just build up a wall that, like, I'm this is like a therapy. Thanks for being my therapist today.
For sure, man.
Like, I'll pay you the $175 here in a little bit. I want to be better. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Like, you feel that way? And I feel like the world tells us we don't need to. We just need to work. We need to build. We need to, swing that hammer. Yeah. And you don't feel anything. But dude, I'm not like that, man. I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I'm just wanting. I just want to be a little bit different, man. I want to be more positive. I want to love people better. And you think like, well, what's your example? Well, man, dude, honestly, like, Jesus loves me in a way that I don't know how to love other people. Right. And so I'm trying to be more patient. I'm trying to be a little bit more intentional and more influential on a positive level. I've listened to several of the podcasts, and man, like, I don't have to always be like aggressive towards my words, man. So I'm trying to be softer and get more in touch with my feminine side. But, dude, like, I want to encourage you a little bit, man. Like, I feel like you're doing a great thing. Okay. And so many times in life, I think we cheapen the value of what a building does. I don't know if you can become a 50 million plus earner in barbershops. I'm sure you can if you build it big. Oh yeah. I know you want to build the school and stuff like that and educate people. And it's easy to teach someone to cut hair. It's hard to teach them to love someone that you're, the person you're cutting their hair for. Right. So hopefully I said, let me drop a bomb real quick. Yeah. Let me do that one more time. It wasn't loud enough, bro. Yeah. It's easy to cut hair. It's not easy to love the person whose hair you're cutting. Right. Like, it's easy for us to print flyers. It's easy for us to build a website. What's not easy is us loving the person that we're building the website for. Right. And so that's what I'm trying to do. But bro, I feel like you're doing a great job. I feel like anytime I walk in there, man, your staff's happy. they're energetic, they're loving.
Yeah.
And so I hope that the ones that are listening to this that work for you, I hope they're encouraged by you, man. Like, and I know they are, because they're a reflection of you, bro. And I'm eager to see what Taylor does.
Oh yeah.
And the environment that you're building there.
Sir.
Let me get into a couple of these questions, man.
Sure.
I wrote the first 5. I'm not even going to talk about, bro. Like I this is the first time I've walked in and I'm like, hey, let's stage 10 questions. I typically just fly off the cuff here. So, all right, work-life balance. How do you separate this stuff, man? Like, how do you, your father, you're a worker bee, like, what's up,
man?
Like,
so for me, man, honestly, it go hand in hand.
Yeah,
it goes hand in hand, man. Like right now, you see, I got my daughter with me. When you see me, I have my daughter at the barbershop with me, you know, and she's getting this this combination of dad, being the dad still while being a businessman,
right?
You know, entrepreneur, you know, and I'm blessed to be able to do that because just like you, Drew, your family's up here now, bro. While we on the podcast, they in there chilling. Mama in there handling business. The baby's in there studying. You know what I mean? You even got the dog in here, bro.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying,
that's my
bro?
guard dog.
Like, come on, man. Like, we are blessed because 95% of people in the world don't get that experience, where they can actually put the two together.
Yeah, that's good.
You know what I mean?
That's good.
So you got to look at that, man. Like, that's an anomaly almost.
Right.
You know, people don't get that.
Yeah.
I worked at shops where the owner said, no, don't, your wife can't come in here, your girlfriend can't come in here, and your kids can't come in here. Bruh, you know how, like, that's tough. Like, but I had to respect the rules of the game. I had to respect his culture, and I had to respect just the way he seen things. I said, for me, whenever God blesses me to get my own, I said that won't be so.
Right.
And not only that, even with my employees, man, look, you can't get the baby into the daycare that day. Bring them to work.
Yeah,
bring them to work. I had a young man I just hired about a week ago. He talked to me about his situation. I said, man, bring your daughter to work, bro.
Yeah.
I said, don't even sweat it. I said that we have a room in there where she can watch TV, she can relax, ain't got nothing to worry about. I said, and I have my kid here too. So I get it. But I want him to see that it's people who care about not only your professional life, but your private life too.
Right.
Your personal life. You know what I mean?
That's good.
Yeah, bro. So that's a blessing that we have, man, where it is a balance for us, because majority of people have to go to work, then they have to adjust their mindset before when they pull in their driveway and go to daddy mode or, you know, husband mode.
Right.
They got to take a deep breath. I got to switch lanes now and do this. When for us as entrepreneurs, it's like a gumbo, bro. It's just all conjoined together. You know what I'm saying? So that's a blessing. And not only that, our kids is getting the game. They seeing the entrepreneurship. Right. They seeing like, oh man, you know, this is what he does for a living. And look, mom, you know, for example, with you guys, mom is working and dad is working together as a team. Right. And they're creating this business, you know, and they're seeing that. You know what I'm saying? That is so instrumental to how they're going to look at life and how they're going to look at opportunities when they become of age. Yeah. They're going to be like, man, sky's the limit. I want to have my own business like my mom and my dad did. I want to have my own business like my dad did, you know? And so it's a blessing, bro.
Yeah. Some days they're in here, they're like, I don't ever want to work. I don't want to have a business. This is so stressful. It's like
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they get
yeah, yeah. They see that side too.
yeah,
Yeah, they see that side
yeah,
too. You know where man, I'm ripping and running and knocking down head after head after head,
yeah,
and no breather, no breathing point. You know, like it becomes that way. You
yeah,
know, but they got to realize too that hey, you have to work hard in order to keep a certain lifestyle, a
right,
certain way to live. You know, uh, a work is worthy of their wages, bro.
yeah,
Like if you work hard, you know, it's that principle that the Lord said. You know, what you sow is what you reap. So if
yeah,
you sowing, you know what I'm saying? If you
yeah,
working and you doing what you need to do, you gonna reap these things. You gonna reap these benefits. That's one of the reasons why I try to treat people right, bro.
yeah,
That's major for me. And what I've grown to do also in even in that is learn to say I'm sorry
hmm
or when I'm wrong. To
yeah.
to
That's
to
big.
yeah, just say, hey man, I messed up. You know what I'm saying? And I had a situation the other day where I was, you know, I was in the wrong. I seen the situation and I was like, yeah, man, it's you know what? That's my bad. You feel
Yeah,
me? That's on me. And
golly,
and it
that's good.
and it yeah, bro, and it helped me, you know, because I put myself in the shoes, you know, of the person and I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
you know, and it made me reflect and I was like, yeah. And it was almost like a level up though, you
yeah,
know, after that, bro. Like I was like, dang, man, you know, I'm growing,
yeah. It
you know.
humbles you a lot,
Yeah,
man, when
dude,
you say
yeah,
you're
yeah,
sorry.
absolutely.
Like even if you're not
Sure.
like the main ingredient on being wrong, like I
Yeah, yeah,
found it.
yeah.
It's I had a teacher in second grade that or I think it was Miss Dillard.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was her name. And I was always acting up, man. In
Mm-hmm.
fact, I didn't realize this. My son's that age right now, so I should probably be. Miss Dillard always said, "Hey," she called me
Shout
Andrew.
out to Miss Dillard.
What's up, Miss Dillard? I don't even know where she's at. That may not even be her name. She'd be like, "Yeah,
Right.
that's not my name." Dillon, Miss Dillard. I don't know, but I kept just acting up, and she always loved me through all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I see now. I didn't know that then, but I stole a pencil from her, and it was a
Mm.
pencil, and I believe it was the shape of Texas,
Oh, okay.
and it like
Okay.
the eraser is weird,
Yep.
and I stole that because I liked it. I grew up poor, dude. Like,
Yeah.
we didn't have a lot. We had everything we needed, but we didn't know there was more out there.
Yeah.
And I took that and I dropped my backpack. I forgot the pencil was in there and it broke. And so my mom, somehow the message got back to my mom. She went through my backpack. It was broken.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a pencil to Miss Dillard, but it was the fact that I stole it.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't
Yeah.
mine. And this is after, 20 events of me having
Mm-hmm.
to say I'm sorry. And she's like, Andrew, like it's, it's not the sorry that I need.
Mm.
I need to see the actions behind the sorry that
Right.
show
Right.
that you're actually genuinely sorry. I'd
Absolutely.
rather you not tell me you're sorry and just show me you're sorry.
Yep.
Um, but if you say you're sorry and there's no action plan behind it,
Mm.
it diminishes your word.
That's true.
And so when your word is all you got, like it means nothing to those people. And so
Mm-hmm.
it's a humbling experience when you go to the table and be like, "Hey, listen, I don't want to show why you did wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry that I was a jerk. I'm
Yeah.
sorry that I made this decision because I know that affected you."
Oh yeah.
Um, and especially like in the marriage sense, like it's easy for me to say I'm sorry first
Mm.
because I already feel like an idiot
Yeah.
when we get in a fight, and
Mm-hmm.
then weeks later you still feel like an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a humbling experience, man, when you have to say you're sorry, but it's like I think it builds like it builds power
Yeah.
within that relationship to know that, hey man, you think enough about me to say you're sorry for those actions,
Mm-hmm.
and that means a lot to me. So
Mm-hmm.
thank you for that. I'm not saying to you,
Yeah. Yeah.
but so that's powerful, man. So like
Yeah.
you've said a couple different things. You've said you need to be surrounded by some men,
Yeah.
okay? And women, I honestly think you need to be surrounded by women too.
Oh yeah.
Um, but this is a selfish man conversation right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
with all due
For
respect
sure.
to the
Women
ladies,
had their place, bro.
yeah,
Like they can see things that you don't see,
yeah,
you know, in peep game
yeah,
that you may not peep.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
Yeah. Shouts out to the ladies.
Yeah. So like I look for my men, for the men that I need in my life, I look at hey, I need someone in my life that is spiritually
Mm-hmm.
stronger than I am.
Yes.
I need someone in my life that business wise is stronger than I am.
Mm-hmm.
Married wise,
Mm-hmm.
stronger than I am.
Mm-hmm.
What are those other areas for you, man? You said like you need to be surrounded by guys
Mm-hmm.
that are strong.
Yep.
You need that circle of trust.
Yeah.
You said, man, saying sorry is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
What are the other things, man? What are the other areas of your life that you're like, hey, these are the things. This is my toolkit.
Yeah. So I'll say this, just going back to surrounding yourselves with, men. A wise person told me, he said, you look in the room, and he said, if you're the smartest one in there, you need to get out of there.
Right.
Man, when I heard that, I was like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this is real deal. When you're the smartest one in the room, chances are you're in the wrong room.
Yeah.
Well, that's like how I build my circle.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not the smartest individual in the room.
Yeah.
I have
You might be today, bro.
yeah. Oh man, stop. But what they say, the word of God says that iron sharpens iron.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I have my values that I give, but ultimately, man, I try to surround myself with guys who done been through it.
Yeah.
I got a gentleman named Mr. Jose. He's like 70 plus years old. And I love him to death, bro. Like he is, oh my God. He is like an angel in the flesh, bro.
Yeah.
He's given me so much wisdom. He's helped me and my family, man, in tremendous ways. And
Yeah.
I'm glad we're able to I'm glad I'm able to talk about him because I met him, it's been 10 plus years ago. And I met him was through cutting hair.
Yeah.
And he's been riding with me ever since.
That's crazy.
He's like what you stated earlier. If I call him, he said, okay, what do we need? What tools you need? What do we like? How can I be of service?
Mm-hmm.
Just that type of mentality. Man, what you notice is when you're around people like that, it becomes infectious.
Yeah.
That's why birds of a feather flock together. That's why you have to watch who you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
If if you're around a bunch of people who are always gossiping and always this, that, and the third, chances are it's gonna rub off on you. You got to, surround yourself with good people,
right,
or suitable people for your situation. So that's one thing that I just want to keep banging the gavel on. You feel me? Like you gotta have those people, good people surrounding you, man. Because if you don't, man, it's I think about like celebrities, for instance, or for a good example, and those who tragically commit suicide or just do something to themselves,
right.
and you think about it like, dang man, they had nobody to talk to. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro, like they had when you off yourself, you had no one to talk to.
Yeah, man. And I feel like maybe when you get to that point,
yeah,
because we've all been there.
yeah.
I'm not trying to play I'm perfect.
No,
but when you get to that point, it's
Yeah.
like I do have a lot of people to talk to.
Yeah.
I broke down.
Yeah.
I broke down not too long ago, and I told my wife, I was like, "Man, who do I talk to? Who do you want me to go talk to about this?
Yeah.
I'm struggling with this situation. I'm struggling with this mindset. But who? Like, dude, I send out text messages all the time. All the time. Hey, man, love you. Hope you're doing great. If there's anything that I can do, like for you, let me know.
Yeah.
And I mean that, man. Like,
oh yeah.
But I got into a selfish position, selfish mode maybe. And I just started thinking, I was like, who does that for me?
Yeah.
And so when you start to put yourself on an island, you find out that like, man, actually I do have people that are doing that. But selfishly, I was like, I don't have anybody. And so I'm in my silo, just sitting there, me and myself. Nobody cares about me. Back in the days when you get in trouble and like you're, like
Yep.
10 years old. You
Yep.
go run to your dog, hold the dog. You're the only one that
Yeah.
loves me. We all do that, man. But
Right.
it's like, that's why it's so important,
Mhm.
guys, to be around guys that are willing to kick your butt,
Right. Hold you accountable. Yeah.
love on you.
Yeah.
Hey, like, hey, dude, this is stupid. I wouldn't do this.
Yep.
Hey, this is a great idea,
Mhm.
but I think it's going to take too much of your time.
Yep.
And out of respect, like, I'm telling you, if you're surrounding yourself with people that don't believe in the same dream that you
Oh,
have,
yeah.
and I'm not talking about like supporting
Right.
like the dream or being okay with it. I'm telling, like, when you tell someone I'm going to go start this business,
Mhm.
like, there's a lot of people that don't want you to win.
Mhm.
And if you're surrounded by, if your friend circle doesn't want you to win,
Mhm.
you don't have a friend circle.
True.
If and I want to talk to the youth that
Yeah, for
will
sure.
probably never see this. If you are 12 years old, 15 years old, and you're hanging out with people that only talk crap about you,
Yeah.
they're only tearing you down, there's no positive, I would tell you to go find new friends.
Yeah.
My mom always told me, Drew, you're
For
guilty
sure.
by association.
That's right.
But that's the negative side. I want to be surrounded where people are like, he's innocent by association.
Mhm.
I know that his core group, I know that Drew and Will, they're stand-up guys, and they
Mhm.
wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
And so, like, there's this concept of guilty by association.
Oh, yeah.
Karma's a bee.
Yeah.
What goes around comes around.
Mhm.
Well, not for me and my team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not for me and my team, because we're going to do the right things,
Mhm.
the right action plan
Mhm.
to get the metrics that we want.
That's right.
And so that's the analytical side. Guys, I'm telling you right now, as men, if you're not surrounded by other men that believe in you,
Uh-huh.
it's going to be a harder hill to climb. And a lot of
Absolutely.
times it's not a hill, it's a mountain.
Yep.
And so that's like, that's a big deal, dude.
It
And,
is,
and
man.
and I hope this year, like, I've got goals and stuff. I want to hit on your goals here.
Yeah.
One of my goals is 2024. We've got 100 podcasts we're releasing. I don't know
Nice.
how we're going to get there, bro, because
Right.
that's like one every 3.5 days,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
And we're waiting. We've shot a couple, but like with you,
Yeah.
like we're trying to navigate the rules a little bit so that it's easier to hit.
Mm-hmm.
I at least want to get episodes like this
Oh, yeah.
that are,
Oh, yeah.
you know, at least 50
For
of
sure.
those.
For sure.
The other ones will be mini sessions.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, these are powerful episodes for me selfishly. If no one else listens, dude, I'm going to listen to this thing. And
Same here, man.
I'm not shooting this for anybody else.
Yeah.
This is a goal of mine, is to make the DC journey a journey for people to listen to where they get fulfilled, they get built up, and they understand that they're not alone.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And so we don't have sponsorships.
Yeah.
We don't like, I'm not looking for someone to spend $300 a month to help us get, I don't care about the word getting out.
Yeah.
The Lord will use this episode and hopefully one person will listen. If not, you and I are growing stronger.
Absolutely. Yep.
So for you, the goals of your life, as you're getting into the end of the year last year, and you're like, man, 2024 is right around the corner. I'm pushing score in 24. And that is not necessarily just a financial score or we want to win the game, but we want to put my company on the map.
Yeah.
Well, Drew, you've been around for 20 years. Yeah, we have, but we're not on the map.
Right.
There's still people in this little town that don't even know we exist,
right.
which is fine. Not everyone's going to know about the company, but I want to build this company to where we make such an impact in other businesses like world that they're like, man, because of this company, we were able to have more success.
Yeah.
What is that like for you in the barbershop world and in your, you know, your network, your circle of friends? What does that look like? What are you planning? What are you dreaming of?
Man, for me, one thing that I'm gonna continue to do, this is what I've been doing for some time, but just take it to the next level, is visiting other businesses and really encouraging the owners to keep it moving.
Yeah.
Building that camaraderie with them. Letting them know that as a fellow business owner to another fellow business owner, hey, I get it. We in the same boat.
Yeah.
Let's continue to keep that camaraderie. When it's nothing like someone coming through the door when you're having one of those challenging days in business, and they give you a shot in the arm of positivity.
Yeah, that's always
Stuff
good.
you just did, you just like, oh my God, man, I needed that. I want to be that guy where I go around and I talk to businesses like when I come down here.
Oh, dude, you
What?
bring the barbershop to our
Yeah,
office,
man.
man.
Yeah, just come to, man. What's up, family? Y'all good? Everybody straight. I love that because I love y'all, man, and I want to see success for y'all, bro.
Yeah.
Like I truly do because I know the toil.
Yeah.
I know the toil of what it is to go from the ground up, bro, and build. You know what I'm saying? Just laying that foundation, putting up that structure, putting up the walls, putting in the plumbing,
Right.
Putting the roof in, the heating, the cooling. I know what that is, man.
Yeah.
To build a business up from the ground floor. So it's like, man, when I do come in here, I hope that I'm bringing in a spirit of encouragement.
Oh, yeah.
To say, hey, man, y'all keep going, man. Like everything's straight. Like just stay with it, hang with it, because I know the toil. So my goal in 24, man, is to go around more businesses and promote that.
That's
and
good.
just build those relationships in the community, because it's so important that we do that, bro. A lot of the culture now is to divide and conquer.
Yeah.
That's the culture, bro. The culture is just like, man, we don't need unity. We need disunity. We need chaos. We need confusion. And I'm like, nah, man, that ain't what we need. We actually need the total opposite of that. But who does it start with? That start with us.
Right.
That start with us making that up in our mindset to say, man, this is what I'm gonna do.
That's good.
I'm every week I'm gonna go and visit some business and just get to know the owner, get to know the staff, just come in and just, patronize the business, man, you know what? This is what I need to do. I need some flyers. I'm finna go down here to Fingerprints and give me some flyers for the business. Just building that love of, hey man, I love what you're doing. I'm supporting what you're doing.
That's good.
But not only that, I want to support you even on a personal level of saying, man, keep going, keep doing what you're doing. Because there's things that you're battling with outside of the professional realm. There's stuff that you're battling with.
That's good.
You know what I mean? So that's like one of my goals, bro, is just to continue that, amp that up more, and just let people know that it's still out here. It still exists. You feel me? It still exists. Like, people don't realize, man, like, if you get caught up in the culture, that's why I don't watch too much TV, bro. Like, I don't really be off into that like that. You feel me? Because you can get caught up in that web, bro. And, and it will have you thinking a certain way, and you got to realize how that's even set up.
Yeah.
They don't report positive things. They don't report things that of good report. You feel me? They ain't doing that. They don't make their money like that.
Right.
So I have to detach myself from that, you know what I'm saying, and get more into like, hey man, what is gonna make me a better community guy?
Right.
What is gonna make me a better person? Good.
Yeah.
So I lock in, I'm reading books, man. I got one book called Kingdom Man by Tony Evans, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal book, bro. So, each and every day I take about 30 minutes out of my day and I just open the book up and, just read, the 30 minutes. And bro, it's so many nuggets in there, dude.
Oh, for sure.
Because he's an older gentleman.
Yeah, Tony Evans, like
he the bomb, man. Yeah. Like I love him, man. And it's just that that regal wisdom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's so regal, and you can just tell him been through some things. So, hey man, this is what us younger gentlemen get our game from.
Right.
It's supposed to be from the older gentlemen. You know what I mean? So, but now the way it's set up, you have to yearn and want that.
Right.
It was a blessing. This is a sidebar. I was in Taylor the other day, man, and I went into a thrift store. I've never seen so many of our elders in the store at one time. Because we're a young generation, bro. Like, you don't really see that no more. Like,
right.
I felt like my grandmother was alive when I walked in the store, bro. Like, I smelled the mothballs and you know what I'm saying, the old throwback, just clothing and certain toys and things, vases and things. I was like, man, I remember this when I was a kid.
Oh, dude.
It was such a blessing, bro.
Yeah.
And then they were running the store. They were running the store, and they were pleasant as I don't know what. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
like, this is beautiful, you
Right.
know. And you, as a young person, you gain from that, man. Like you see that, and you just like, man, look at this. Even, you know, they're in their 70s. They look like they were 70. I seen an older gentleman. He was in his 80s. He was sitting back, and it was just a beautiful thing to see, man.
Yeah.
Like that's what, you know, you dream of being, if you're blessed to get to that point
Yeah.
where you still sound minded, to where you're working at this age and loving what you do. You can tell what they love and what they
Yeah.
do. And the just the way they presented themselves, man. As an they don't even know me. I'm an
Right.
entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Bruh, that was so much inspiration for me. I'm just like, dang,
Man,
man, I
that's
want to be
crazy,
like
dude.
them. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? When I get that age, you
Yeah.
know. So
Man, I
yeah,
want to be
bro.
like that now,
Bro,
bro.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
we're just,
man.
yeah. So many times we have this, we put our guard up, man, and we're like,
Yeah.
how's this person trying to screw me over?
Right.
And we've had that
Right.
mentality for, you know, the past several years, and
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
kind of tired of it, man. But
Yeah.
dude, I like what you said about going out and just talking to other
Yeah.
business owners,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
because they don't, you know, we don't know what people are going through,
Yep.
and
That's for sure.
you know, when I'm the worst. I hate myself more when I'm driving than any other time of the day, and the reason is because everyone's selfish when they're driving, bro, including myself. And so it's like, one, I hate 18 wheelers being in the left lane. Two, you cut me off, bro, I'm ready to throw down.
Right,
I
right.
don't care who you are. You might be a
Yeah.
little old lady. So I'm trying to correct myself in a couple different ways. And so,
Yeah.
you know, I think one thing to do that, one thing to kind of see that you're doing better, I think is by going out and meeting new people and
Yeah.
understanding that you're not alone.
Oh yeah.
You're not alone in this battle that we keep fighting.
Yep.
And so I love that, bro. And so I'm gonna close out with this, man. We're gonna get a little bit of jams going on.
Yeah, for sure.
Give me an outro statement, man. How do people find out about Thigz?
Oh man, so man, Thigz, phenomenal company. We one of the best doing it, if not the best, in Texas. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there.
Let's go.
23 plus years of experience just from, you know, yours truly right here. And you can find us, man. You can go to thigztx.com and you can check out the website, which was done by none other than Drew at Fingerprints, located in Hutto, Texas. So I got to shop my boy out real quick. But yeah, you can check us out on Google, check out our reviews, check out our pictures, check out our staff. Hey, come through.
All the above.
All of the above, man.
All the above. Give me an outro for yourself, bro. How can we encourage the people listening, man?
Oh man,
It's all you. I'm taking my ugly mug off the camera.
Hey
real
man,
quick.
just continue to keep the Lord Jesus first in your life. You know, we in a world where right now they are clouding that truth, which is written, which it is what it is. But what I would tell you as a person who's not only talking about it but walking in it, get that in your life. Ask the Lord to show you, guide you to Him. I'm a firm believer that when you do that, whenever you make that decision, it's gonna be the best decisions you ever made in your life.
It's good.
Because at the end of the day, as we talked about earlier, you gotta surround yourself with not only great people, but you have to surround yourself with the one. You have to do that. So I would just say, continue that journey. Continue to just ask the Lord for guidance and get around like-minded people, and just stay focused, because there's so many distractions out here. Just stay focused as you can. Know that you're not alone. Know that God has put people in your life. All you have to do is just look up. All you have to do is just ask. Put pride and ego aside and ride.
That's
I
good.
guarantee you, you're gonna get to that destination. Purpose. It will. That vision. It'll turn into a reality. But you have to have the Lord Jesus with you. You have to have Him in every facet of your life, every compartment of your life. Don't ever leave Him out of no compartment in your life. And that's it.
That's good.
100.
Man, I appreciate you being on the show today. I really do.
Man,
It's
absolutely, man.
You know, hopefully guys that are watching this, gals that are watching this, man, encourage your husbands, encourage your boyfriends,
Yep.
encourage your sons.
Yes.
You know, my marriage is so much better when I'm on my A game.
Oh yeah.
And my wife's such a better person when I'm on my A game.
Yes.
And my kids are better kids when I'm on my A game.
Yep.
And so, man, thank you guys so much for joining us today. It's time to score in 24.
Time to score. Like,
comment, subscribe, man. All that stuff helps us operate this show.
Yes.
We're on a mission to encourage people, not a million. If I just encourage one person, I'm good to go.
Yep.
And so Drew's out, Will's out. We love you guys. God bless you. And Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Take care.
Gone.